Wait. You're telling me Jalen Hurts, Jalen Hitman Hurts,
the excellence of execution,
Mr. Hurts season himself, he comes in at number 19 on the top 100 list? Are you hold on. I thought he was the most overrated quarterback in the league. Huh? That's what Phil Simms' son says. That's what he says, right? The haters are mad right now. You know what they're looking like? Hold up. That's what they like right now. But listen, we're going to talk about that. We got some stuff to catch up on. And if you are a Joe Burrow, a hater like me, or we're not even a hater, I'm not even a Joe Burrow hater. We're just clocking him, we just clocking him. Just making sure he's staying on point like my boy, right? But I have a stat that'll make your day, just like this news. But first, we're going to run the intro. Let's get it.
You didn't want to give us nothing, so therefore we got to go take it. I don't need to say no more. Give me my darn theme music.
Welcome to the DY Prods channel. I'm your guy, DY Fly. What it do? Oh my goodness. I was on Reddit, and since our phones can read our minds now, this popped up in my feed, and it says 5 of Joe Burrow's 9 fourth quarter turnovers.
Yeah.
Hold on. 5 of Joe Burrow's 9 fourth quarter turnovers. He leads the league in fourth quarter turnovers since he's been a pro. What?
Wrong.
Hold up.
What's that?
He leads the league in fourth quarter turnovers since he's been a pro. Now, I've been hit overhead. They've been trying to stat me to death with 4,000 yards this, 40 touchdowns that. But then they leave out the good stuff. Huh? They don't top me off with this. Come on. Huh? This stat, it ain't stepped on. That's raw. How come you've been leaving this out? That's what I'm saying, man. When you tell the story, tell the whole story, or it's a lie. That's why we're keeping our foot on Joe Burrow's neck. Take this stat with you just in case somebody tries to try you. He leads the league in fourth quarter turnovers since he's been a pro. And in fact, maybe if he didn't turn the ball over in the fourth quarter, maybe that would lead to some wins, and maybe that would lead to him going into the playoffs. But they don't want to tell the whole story. Tell the whole story. He leads the league in fourth quarter turnovers since he's been a pro. Mister, I got more nicknames than wins. Oh. What are you doing? Pull your bootstraps up. It's ugly out here. Hold up. Move on. 5 observations from day 17. This we're just recapping real quick. Of Bengals camp. Guard depth took a hit with news that Cordell Volson will miss the year with a shoulder injury. He was having a good camp, says Zach Taylor. He was one of those guys you just appreciate embracing whatever role you put him in. That sounds like a tough break. Listen, we do not celebrate injuries over here at this channel, okay? We do not celebrate injuries over here at this channel.
You know something? The one thing I hate more than a couple cowards is a couple cripples.
Hulk Hogan, piece of garbage, man. But your legacy will live on through this clip right here, Hulk. I got you. Moving on. We're going to count down the players that made the top 100 list, right? You see it. Number 43, All-Pro Jalen Carter, the bread man, comes in at 43. Listen, we all know that he is the linchpin of this defense. It all starts up front with him. He's a beast, and I expect him to be even higher next year. He might win the Defensive Player of the Year. Between him and Zach Bond, one of them dudes they might come away with that. All right. So shout out to Jalen Carter. He needs a button. I need a sound clip though. So shout out to Jalen Carter. Moving on to Mr. All-Pro ajbrown, always open. He comes in at number 29 on the top 100 list. He's definitely getting a button. I know what I want, but I have to wait until the season starts, right? But I need the sound from the fans. Once he catches that touchdown, I'm gonna get what I need, but I need the fans to chime in. Then I'm gonna have what I need. But AJ Brown, he eclipsed 1,000 yards with like 29 catches, yo. He was very efficient with his catches, all right? On a low volume pass offense, on a run heavy offense, he still eclipsed 1,000 yards and made second team All-Pro. So shout out to AJ Brown. Moving on to Mr. All-Pro, the Bald Eagle, Zach Bond. Vic Fangio saw him practice one day and said, "You are a middle linebacker," and then he decides to have a statistical performance throughout the season that rivals Luke Kuechly and his Defensive Player of the Year. So, you know, our organization is just top notch. We gave a guy a chance. He delivered. And then since he delivered, we pay him the big bucks. Okay. He comes in first time ever cracking the top 100. He comes in at number 26. Lord have mercy. Shout out to the Bald Eagle, Zach Bond. All right. Moving on. Paving the lane, Lane Johnson. All right. Paving the lane, Lane Johnson, All-Pro, All-World, right tackle, Lane Johnson. He comes in at number 23. You know what? He's been doing it for so long. He has 2 rings. This might be his last year if we repeat, or should I say when we repeat. We're going to send him out just like Brandon Graham with a ring on top. Okay? Shout out to Lane Johnson. Moving on. Today, Jalen Hitman Hurts.
The excellence of execution
Comes in at number 19.
It's my quarterback.
After having a down year.
This is what greatness looks like.
Look, I already expressed my feelings on the quarterback list, but this is not a quarterback list. This is the top 100 list, and this is always interesting to me, okay? Always. I always love the top 100 list because it is garnered by their peers, the players who play in the league. That's who allegedly makes these lists. So that's why it makes it interesting. And even in a down year, Jalen Hitman Hurts comes in at number 19. How Why, when, where, all the 5 W's. It doesn't matter. Okay? He has the respect of his peers because they know they have the game plan for him. Every single game. They know what he brings to the table, just like the real Philadelphia Eagles fans, which we're going to get to in a second. But Jalen Hurts, he does his thing every single game. They asked him to pass in the Super Bowl. He hit him over the head and then won Super Bowl MVP. And this list was voted on before the playoffs. So imagine if they did this list after the Super Bowl. All right. My guy, Jalen Hurts, he just shows you once again why he wins. We're in good hands. We're going to repeat. All right. Jalen Hitman Hurts.
So let me go on record as saying, I am a man's man. I am a champion of champions. Do you people understand? Do you understand? This is what greatness looks like. Take a good look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
This is culturally inappropriate.
That's right. So we have a couple of things that happened. Everybody get on Eagles Nation. They released this beautiful wallpaper that everybody loves with the schedule on it. Fire, it's like the top down, or looking at the sky view, looking at the field or whatever with the Eagles upcoming opponents. We might go undefeated. I don't know. We might. But we're going to look at, all right, CB2, that's still an issue. That's still an issue, but we're working it out. In fact, I went back and watched one of my videos from last year, and coming from last year, one of the things that we didn't know about was the linebacker position in this defense. And one of the things that I noted was in Vic Fangio's defense, the linebacker position is the most important position in his defense. Because he's had linebackers like Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman, Roquan Smith. If you want to count Khalil Mack, he's kind of like an edge, whatever. But he's had guys like that, including the Saints back in the day in the 90s, the 4 linebackers that he had back then. So we didn't even know who our linebackers were going to be. And turns out Nakobe Dean, he has his best year. And then Zach Bond, who I was calling Kevin Bond in the video, didn't even know his name. Now he's an all-pro. So now that we have to worry about cornerback 2, all we have to do is worry about cornerback 2. It looks like Andrew Makuba is the safety if he can stay healthy.
Yeah.
Please. It looks like we'll be all right. But cornerback 2, Jacorian Bennett, I'm looking at him. Cactus Jack, you got a nickname. We just need, we need it to stick. All right. And Cactus Jack, the nickname, it rocks, yo. It rocks. Cactus, it sticks to you. And then Cactus Jack, a cactus is also green, and our color is green. Whatever. Y'all ain't rocking with me. Whatever. We released Kenyon Green today. And we basically traded him for CJ GJ. But look, man, if Stoutland can't help you, nobody can. All right. If Jeff Stoutland, if you attend Stoutland University, if he cannot graduate you, there was no hope for you. All right. So we had to let him go. It's all good. But why is it all good? It's because we just got Fred Johnson back. Fred Johnson, he played very well in the absence of Jordan Mailata last season. And we got him back for some pennies. So in the past month, in the month of August, we received Fred Johnson, Sam Howell, which I guess he's a good third quarterback. We're going to see what Tanner McKee's injury is looking like, but I think he'll be all right. We haven't heard, the severity of his hand injury. So we'll see. John Mechie, Jacorian Bennett, Cactus Jack, and then we have 2 2026 6th-round picks. And we traded away Harrison Bryant, Thomas Booker IV, a 2026 5th, 6th, and 7th round pick, and a 2027 7th round pick. So Howie's doing this thing. He's not sitting on his hand. He's definitely making some magic happen, and some chicanery is happening because we're the only people making moves in the league, and the league is letting us. So I'm not worried about it. All right, we're going to figure out this cornerback 2 situation. All right, so the wide receiver situation, it's looking like, how many are we going to keep? I'm not sure, but we got A.J. Brown, devontasmith, Jahan Dotson, that's 3. Darius Cooper, I think he makes the team. John Mechie, since we traded for him. And then it comes down to Aniyah Smith and Terrace Marshall, all right? Look, man. Look. Y'all want to keep playing this game with Aniyah Smith, but he's so small, man. Like his ceiling is Greg Ward. His ceiling is Greg Ward, and I don't know if he got the dog that Greg Ward got had in him. All right, so Terrace Marshall, he couldn't stay healthy enough to show what he got. When he did get some time, he was all right, but I think it's gonna come down to those two. We're gonna see what happened, but. Yeah, man. We need to get that punt return and the kickoff return shored up. That's what I need to see. Yeah, this guy says if Josh Allen loses the Super Bowl, they might make that whole 3-game series. Ain't that the truth? All right, this guy writes, Dak Prescott is 33-8 in his career against NFC East opponents. And Mike says, but if I were to say Jalen Hurts has a 72% winning percentage against the entire NFL since becoming a starter, no one would treat that as a quarterback stat. Oh, you know,
This is culturally inappropriate.
But this is the last thing I want to get to. Shout out to Bros for handling this like a pro. But this brings up a larger issue that I want to get to, and let's hear what this phone call, what the point that I want to make. Let's just listen to this.
Hey, man, I'm just talking about the Birds this night.
Sure. What are you thinking, man?
Hey, listen, I think Saquon Barkley kind of carried him last year. If Saquon goes down, do you think Jalen Hurts can be that guy?
I think Jalen Hurts is a phenomenal quarterback. Saquon is absolutely someone who was magnificent last year and helped carry the workload and running. But I also think the greatness of Jalen, as I listened to Spags talk about this with Travis Kelce and all, and just the ability for Jalen Hurts to keep that football when it's a running play, whether they're giving it to Saquon, whether he's keeping it, you can't devalue the maybe he keeps it part of his game. That really opens up the entire offense in the run game too. So do I think he'll find ways to win in other ways? Yeah, I mean, I think he'll just find other ways to win. He's just a winner. That's what he does. He wins.
Yeah, but the Birds are down 17, and we're running the ball. How's that? That doesn't really correlate to winning football.
Yeah,
you know what
sure,
I mean?
sure it does. He's time of possession, keeps your defense off the field, so whenever you do score, now your defense is fresh and ready, and the other team's offense is out of sync. There's plenty of ways to win in this league. When you have a guy who just finds ways and does it in his own unique way, then he finds ways and does it in his own unique way.
I don't know, man. I think a guy like Herbert.
Herbert's throwing 5 interceptions in the most recent playoff game, did he not?
But he doesn't have AJ Brown as a wideout. He doesn't have
Justin Herbert hasn't done
Smith.
anything in this league.
He doesn't have the offensive line though.
Jalen Hurts.
I mean?
So are you an Eagles
Jalen
fan?
Hurts has a lot of weapons. As a Birds fan, Jalen Hurts has.
Did you hear what he just said? Okay. That's the point I want to get to. Let's listen to that again.
And
Hold up.
Jalen Herbert hasn't done anything in this league.
He doesn't have the offensive line though.
Jalen Hurts.
I mean?
So are you an Eagles
Jalen
fan?
Hurts has a lot of weapons. As a Birds fan,
As a Birds fan, we need to get rid of all these as a Birds fan type dudes. All right. All these people that's talking about as a Birds fan, I agree with Colin Cowherd. As a Birds fan, I agree with Chase Daniel, which he's no longer on TV. As a Birds fan, I agree with Dan Orlowski. We need to get rid of these people. Okay. I'm an Eagles fan, but Nick Sirianni. No, we're not doing that this year. All right? We're not doing that this year. That's some weird. I don't know why they Jalen Hurts brings a championship to the organization after getting paid, right? And they're still trying to compare. And I don't know if this dude is trolling. I don't know if he's really an Eagles fan, but I've seen enough Twitter responses that start off as an Eagles fan, YouTube responses as an Eagles fan, but Jalen Hurts isn't blah, blah, blah. Nah, get them out. Get them out. They don't deserve this era that we're in, okay? They don't deserve the era that we're in. In fact, they don't deserve the celebration that we've been celebrating. We've been literally celebrating since the Redskins lost. That Fugazi game, after that, we've been celebrating since then. When was that? November? We've been celebrating since then. They don't deserve the era that we're in. They don't deserve the next championship that we get this year. Right? We need to spotlight these people. We need to spotlight these people. We need to start a as an Eagles fan account and then just tag them, just put them on the front page. Repost anything that they put on there. Let's put them on the front page because they want attention. They want to cape up for Josh Allen and Joe Burrow and all these bums, Justin Herbert. They want to cape up for him, right? Let them cape up. Look, go ahead. But we're going to put you on blast and we are not letting you into this party. All right? We're not letting you celebrate this with the joy that we have. Jalen Hitman Hurts, he brought a Lombardi to the city. All these weird ass, as an Eagles fan, I agree. Nah, get out. Get out. What else is it?
Jalen Hurts has a lot of weapons.
And Jalen Hurts is a legitimate stud and a winner.
I don't think he wins on the Chargers. If we swap, I don't think he wins on the Chargers.
And that's another thing. If all these dudes played in Philly, they wouldn't be able to handle the Philadelphia media. All right? They definitely wouldn't be able to handle the fans if they wasn't getting the job done. All right? We'd have a Timberland boot up their ass. What are you talking about? If they play in Philly, look, if they can't get it done in their city and they think stuff is sweet, then it doesn't get easier here. I promise you. The pressure is through the roof. Yeah, come here and not get the job done.
But I don't care if he has to swap with the Chargers. What is that?
I'm just saying, I don't think if his weapons go down, I don't think he has what it takes.
Well, who does? Who does? Because
a lot of people do.
No. That's impossible. You just said Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert throws 5 interceptions. So who does?
I think Mahomes does.
Okay, so the one guy that's better than Jalen Hurts in the league that most people realize is better.
Josh Allen won MVP last year with Amari Cooper and
Who?
Coleman.
Who?
Josh Allen
Can't beat Pat Mahomes, and Jalen Hurts has now in 2 Super Bowls performed better than him.
Against Pat Mahomes, if we're talking.
Dude, you're a weird You're a weird Eagles fan.
I'm just being honest.
No, you're not. You're devaluing the greatness of our quarterback. Like you're acting like he does nothing.
Just let me know when I'm saying something that's incorrect.
Okay, everything you've said so far is incorrect.
How? What's incorrect about it?
So you're saying if other quarterbacks lose their best players, they carry them to Super Bowls, and Jalen can't do that?
And they won't answer that question. None of these dudes will answer that question. If they're so much better than my quarterback, Jalen Hitman Hurts,
The excellence of execution.
why do they need everything that he has? They should be able to get it done with what they have, right? That's logical. But they can't.
And all these other quarterbacks do that? I'm confused.
Do you think Jalen Hurts could take the Chargers? Do you think Jalen Hurts could take
I don't care.
the Chiefs?
Stupid. But if Justin Herbert is that great, in your eyes, Justin Herbert is that great of a quarterback, and he can't.
He doesn't have AJ Brown.
No. You're saying he's great. Why does he need them? But Jalen, Herbert needs them, right? You're saying Herbert needs them to win. Yet now
Jalen Hurts needs them just as
So my point makes sense. You gotta have weapons to win in this league, Dan. You have to have weapons to win in this game. You have to have weapons.
Shut the fuck up!
Shut your raggedy ass up and sit the fuck down.
Now, eventually, Broads, he hung up on this guy, or he let him go. Whatever the case may be, he let him go, but he handled it appropriately and like a professional. But we got to start putting these people on blast, man. We cannot let them celebrate this time with us. This is a wonderful time, all right? This is a wonderful time to be an Eagles fan. But yeah, man, I think that's all I got. But yeah, man, like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Look, shout out to my subscribers. We're up to 37 subscribers right now, or 36. So shout out to y'all for rocking with your boy. Oh.
This is culturally inappropriate.
But yeah, man, like the video, like, comment, and subscribe. We'll come back with another banger because we're bringing the thunder. All right? You know the deal.
Nigga, you going to get down or you going to fucking lay down?